Patrol trouble spots in the Delta Quadrant.
Our alliance is going to need more help if we want to succeed against the Vaadwaur. We'll need to make pacts with other species in the Quadrant, and not everyone is going to see this our way. That's where you come in. Go out there and show them the value of cooperation.
The Teray have reported a high incidence of raiders and piracy here. Their vessels are under Voth protection. Any acts of aggression toward them will be dealt with harshly.
We have no quarrel with the Teray.
Good. Be advised that there are Teray fighters inbound for trade relations with the hierarchy. Our escort vessels will be matching your position soon. Interference with Teray commerce will not be tolerated.
What's the hierarchy's interest here?
Let me step in and answer that. Director Flint, Economic Projects Management. The system is a hub for profitable trade with many partners. Unfortunately, profit attracts criminals. Security measures are being enacted to restore law and order to the system. Until those go into effect, the hierarchy is grateful for your assistance with those, concerns. We have several trading partners, including the Talaxians, the Hazari, and the Teray. Some of them have signed contracts with independent security providers, such as the Voth. A wise choice, perhaps, if not a costly one.
What is the nature of the Voth arrangement with the Teray?
We have a strategic arrangement with the Teray. They are a protectorate of the Voth. They have requested our aid in this system, and they will have it.
We support the Delta Alliance and will assist in dealing with raiders and pirates.
I see our escort has arrived. And you as well.
I see the prey has found some friends. An unfortunate situation, to be sure. I have no choice but to add new targets to the hunt. It's nothing personal. Prey.
If it is battle you seek, Hyrogen, then battle you shall have.
Excellent. We've completed our transport. Afraid it's time for the next step. You should know, we've got a secondary contract here, and you're about to be a big part of it. Well, until our new business partners blow you to pieces.
All hands, battle stations! Curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Home Office warned us against dealing with the Hazari. I should have heeded that warning. Without their shipment, our profit margin here is almost non-existent. Time to step away while we can. We no longer require your services. Rest assured, you will be compensated for your efforts here.
Very well. I hope we can cooperate like this more in the future. It's time for the final battle. Can you stop Gaul and the Vaudouar before he launches a fatal assault?
The time has come to end the Vaudouar threat to the Delta Quadrant. Our allies are assembling at the Jenolan Dyson Sphere to plan our assault on the Vaudouar homeworld. You will serve as the battle commander for the assault. Admiral Tuvok is waiting for you at the Jenolan Dyson Sphere. He will brief you and our allies on our strategy. Good hunting.
You've arrived in the Jenolan Dyson Sphere system, Harmaster. Our orders are for you to beam down to the surface for the conference about to take place. Agnella. There are a lot of different ships here, sir. I hope most of them are here to support the Alliance. Are you ready to beam down? Admiral Janeway wants to speak with you before the briefing. Any tactical updates I should be aware of, Admiral Tuvok?
The Vaudouar are anticipating an attack of some kind, and we know they are monitoring our ship movements closely. Therefore, I suggest we adapt the tactics of our enemies to our own use. As a diversion, I have dispatched Alliance ships to the Cartella system to engage the Vaudouar forces there. If they are successful, by the time the Vaudouar realize what is happening, we will have already secured Vaudouar Prime. The Vaudouar believe the other species of this quadrant are too weak to challenge them. We will use that misconception to our advantage by using our Delta Quadrant allies to assault Vaudouar Prime itself.
Understood.
Admiral Tuvok will be giving a presentation soon. Until then, I'd like you to speak with our allies and see what they're bringing to the table.
Thank you, Admiral. I'll talk to them.
We have a firm contract with the Hazari. It would bring them great dishonor to fail to complete it, so I expect that we'll have their full support in this battle.
What will they do for us?
The Hazari ships usually fight in pairs. One ship hangs back and provides shield support for the other. This gives them excellent defensive capabilities, but it comes at a cost. Their firepower isn't quite as strong as it would be if they weren't so dedicated to protection.
Thank you, Neelix.
Greetings. The Hazari will uphold our end of the contract. To the letter. And we expect you to do the same. We specialize in defense, and our ships are at your disposal.
Thank you. We appreciate your acceptance of this contract.
Good to see you again. Through my excellent diplomatic skills, and some assistance from Admiral Tuvok, I have managed to convince the Hierarchy Board of Directors that assisting us in this battle and ensuring the end of the Vaudouar will improve their long-term profits. The Hierarchy are experts at surveillance and espionage. If the Vaudouar try any tricks, the Hierarchy would be the ones we should send to subvert them.
Thank you, Doctor.
Greetings. The Hierarchy is anticipating a profitable transaction under your guidance. Our surveillance and tactical capabilities are at your disposal.
We anticipate a mutually beneficial arrangement.
I'm not sure I completely trust the Kazon after our experience with Maj Sesson, but they say they'll fight for us today. Maybe you'll have better luck reaching a consensus with them than I did.
What will the Kazon provide?
The Kazon have a large number of ships and fight without fear. However, their lack of organization makes slotting them into precise battle formations problematic. They'll go to war with you, but they may not follow every order.
Thank you, Captain.
The Kazon are eager for battle. Our enemies will fall today. All of them.
I look forward to fighting by your side.
The Cooperative asked me to inform you that they appreciate your assistance, and are prepared to provide what assistance they can in the final battle against the Vaudouar.
I know the Cooperative's numbers are few. What do they offer?
The Cooperative's main weapon is adapted Borg technology. Cooperative vessels can confuse the systems of opposing ships and cause them to fire on friendly targets. This tactic is most effective in mixed groups of ships, where the Cooperative can turn the larger vessels against the smaller ones.
Thank you, Seven.
The Cooperative appreciates your partnership, and we are eager to end the Vaudouar threat to our quadrant. Our technological capabilities are at your disposal.
We appreciate your assistance in this matter.
The presentation will begin momentarily. Perhaps you would be willing to check in with the representatives of our other allies. We invited Eldex's people and the Hirogen, but neither group chose to send a representative.
Understood. I'll talk to the representatives.
Greetings. The Benthan Guard is honored to join you in the fight against the Vaadwaur. We dedicate our lives to promoting law and order throughout the Delta Quadrant. Finding someone else with the same ideals is unusual, but most gratifying.
The support of your people is greatly appreciated.
It's an honor to meet you again. I am eternally grateful for your assistance on my world. By joining you in this fight, perhaps I can begin to repay a small portion of the life debt my people owe you.
The support of your people is greatly appreciated. So that's the episode skip, but really it's like 9 episodes. It's its own story arc. We'll go back to.
Hello again. You've done so much to help us. It's only right that we help you this time.
Thank you, Kalax. The Alliance appreciates your support.
Greetings. Aiding you against the Vaadwaur was a difficult decision for our people. We do not wish to ally with you, but we understand that ending Gaul's reign of terror is more important than our discomfort.
The support of your people is greatly appreciated.
If you are ready, I will begin the presentation.
Go ahead, Admiral.
The bulk of the Vaadwaur fleet has pulled back to Vaadwaur Prime. We expect to face the final might of the Vaadwaur, including Gaul's flagship. Our battle there will have 5 fronts, each progressively closer to the planet. Our rendezvous point will be here, where the mineral content of the moon will help to hide our ships. The Tuareg will secure the subspace tunnels in this area, while the Kabali will help the wounded.
The Admiral has already given us our assignment. Our forces will assault the other side of the planet to secure the area against a possible retreat. Our Talaxian friends will be in charge of transporting prisoners of war.
To give us the best possible chance of success, our battle commander will be able to call in one wing of our allies at each of the first 4 fronts. Each wing of allies has different tactical advantages. The cooperative can confuse enemies. The Kazon have many ships and fight without fear. The hierarchy have unparalleled espionage and surveillance abilities, and should be difficult to take by surprise. Azari vessels fight in pairs, with one ship reinforcing the other's shields. This battle will be difficult, but we must prevail. The fleet is ready to begin the assault. I will remain behind to coordinate their movements, while you will be commanding the battle from the field. We have 4 wings of allies at our disposal to help you break through the Vaadwaur lines. I recommend deploying 1 wing in each area. Are you ready to begin?
I'm ready.
The Vaadwaur have sent out several large frigate scout forces. Which wing of allies do you want to assist you?
Send in Captain Kim with the Kazon.
An excellent choice. The Kazon numbers should be a match for the frigates, and their lack of organization should not be too great of a hindrance.
Let's see what the Kazon can do.
Something's not right here. The Kazon are in the wrong position, and they aren't responding to my hails.
Mama, what's your take? Sensors indicate Kazon are moving into position with the Vaadwaur. On screen. The Harmaster, some of those ships appear to be Nistrum. You're being hailed. It's Cessin. Ah, I should have known. On screen. Fools, did you really believe I would assist you in your folly? My mother's murder will be avenged at last. I'm not in Starfleet. Even I can see you're the fool. You've closed channels to Harmaster. We're being hailed by the Rhode Island. On screen.
I was worried they might double-cross us, but I never thought they would be so blatant. But come to think of it, they did say some pretty suspicious things during the briefing. Fortunately, Admiral Tuvok and I have a backup plan. Sesson has been encroaching on Hirogen territory for some time. They'll join us in battle for a chance to collect his ship as a trophy.
Excellent work, Captain Kim.
This area is secure. What are your orders?
Remain here with the Hirogen and coordinate the cleanup effort.
The Toray fleet has secured the subspace tunnels. The Vaadwaur will not be able to use them to attack or to retreat.
Excellent.
We shall establish a medical flotilla and secure the area. Vessels of the fleet can transport any wounded, including Vaadwaur, to our ships for treatment.
Make sure you're treating our people first. Be ready to proceed to Bravo. Travel to Bravo. The life pilot in the Bravo.
The Vaadwaur have set up a cruiser picket line in this area. Which ally do you want to advance?
Send in Neelix with Hazari.
A sound tactical choice. The Hazari methods utilize one ship to reinforce the shields of another. Vaadwaur cruisers do not have the firepower to break through the reinforced shielding.
You don't stand a chance against the Hazari. I am detecting Kazon warships warping in. They're hailing us. On screen.
The Kazon Ogla will no longer stand by while the Relora and Nistrum sully our name with their treachery. I will make good on their false promises.
Frankly, Zhao Carden, I'm surprised at your nobility, but I'm glad for your help. The Harmaster, we must disable the satellite network to prevent the Vaadwaur from receiving surveillance data that might allow them to make a counterattack. First, we will need to override the security measures on one of the satellites. Then we can transmit a virus that will shut down the entire network. Understood. Set course for the satellite.
We have defeated the first wave of Vaadwaur defenders, and we are entering position for our next offensive. Resistance has been heavier than expected, but our ships have so far proved equal to the task.
Excellent work, Captain. Keep me apprised of your situation.
Please remember to direct any wounded or prisoners of war to our flotilla at Alpha Front.
Acknowledged.
That went well. What do you want me to do now?
Hold this area while we proceed to the next.
The Vaadwaur have constructed a defensive line of battleships supported by frigates. Which wing of allies would you like to help you?
Send in 7 with the Cooperative.
An excellent strategy. The technology of the Cooperative may be able to cause the larger ships to attack the smaller ones. Certainly the Cooperative coordination and discipline will be more than a match for the tactical abilities of the Vaadwaur.
I have great faith in the Cooperative. The Harmaster, we must secure the orbital platforms here. We cannot afford to leave our rear flank exposed. Set course platform. Orbital platforms secured. Hail the Talaxians.
We are ready to begin transporting prisoners of war from the orbital platforms at your command.
We have secured the platforms. Please proceed with transportation.
The Vodwar forces in this area have been defeated. What are your orders?
Hold this area while we proceed to the next.
The Vodwar have constructed a defensive line of battleships. However, knowing the Vodwar, they might be planning a surprise attack. Who do you want to assist you?
Doctor in the Hierarchy.
A wise choice. The espionage and surveillance capabilities of the Hierarchy should help us prepare for any surprises the Vodwar might have in store.
My thoughts exactly. I have great confidence in the Hierarchy. Harmaster, we must disable the orbital repair platforms in this area. Vodwar could repair their ships and allow them to re-enter the conflict. Platforms are networked together, so if we can access the recognition protocol's subroutines in any single platform, the change should propagate to the other platforms. Good idea. Set forward the platforms. Benthans are hailing us again, sir. On screen. Sir, we have broken through the ranks of the Vodwar defenders. They are falling back, but we have them contained. We anticipate being able to rendezvous with you at Echo Front shortly. Excellent work, Captain.
The Vodwar forces are defeated, as I knew they would be. What are your orders?
Hold this area while we proceed to the next.
We have broken through to their final line of defense, their command ships. However, in doing so, we have exhausted our supply of allies, and the Vodwar dreadnoughts are formidable. This will be a difficult fight.
We have to press on, even if alone.
Not quite alone. The Hirogen have matters well in hand, so the Rhode Island is at your disposal.
Glad to have you, Captain.
I have temporarily taken command of a cooperative vessel. You will not fight alone.
Wonderful, Seven. Who's the help?
The Hierarchy also agreed to send a single ship to assist in the final assault. Under the command of yours truly, of course. I'm finally getting to use my emergency command subroutine. But you would not believe the amount of paperwork I had to fill out.
Fantastic, Doctor.
Last but not least, the Hazari managed to spare a ship and put it under my command. Captain Neelix. I quite like the sound of that.
Indeed, Neelix. Thank you.
I am impressed with the show of support from our allies. However, my tactical analysis indicates that our forces are inferior to the Vodwar.
You have to fight. The Harmaster will be held by the VSW Vozraz. On screen. How sad! I hoped you would put up more of a fight.
The probability of our survival is slim.
Sorry to disappoint you. Sir, sensors are detecting a large group of Vodwar approaching, but they're headed to our position. Sir, it's Commander Eldex.
Gall's ship has launched a drop pod to the planet. Sensors indicate he's on board.
Sir, we've arrived to help secure the area.
Excellent. I'm needed on the surface. Gall appears to have escaped to the surface in an escape pod. Gall landed somewhere in this area. He must have gone into those tunnels. Let's follow him then. This drop pod landed just a few minutes ago. Gall can't be far.
Your persistence is a credit to your race.
Welcome, my friend.
But it is time
You should have
for
joined me
some
when you
story.
had the chance. Your blood will drench the sands of our blasted home.
It's over, Gall. Surrender now and save the lives of your remaining soldiers.
Congratulations. You have earned the right to die on the hallowed soil of Vaadwaur Prime. Although you are clearly not the brightest aliens in the universe, your bravery is admirable. And I do respect Starfleet for ending my people's long twilight. Surrender now, and I give you my word I will spare your people. You and the other leaders will need to be executed, of course, but that is only to maintain order. Personally, I bear you no ill will.
A generous offer, but I must decline.
That's twice you've refused my generosity. I should be insulted, but your pitiful blindness makes it difficult.
I feel only contempt for your delusions.
The Vaadwaur controlled this quadrant once, and our new allies have only made us stronger. Is that the best you've got?
Now's your chance! Defeat Gall!
I thought you might like to know. I took the liberty of scanning Gaul from orbit. He does not have a parasite. And I don't think he ever did.
What? That's impossible!
The Vaadwaur Empire will never fall, and you will not even be a footnote in our glorious history.
Would you back off? Let's go. Holy shit!
We cannot be stopped. Time after time we rise from the ashes, and we are stronger for doing so.
Your logic is flawed, Gaul. You are already defeated. The evil I mistakenly unleashed on the galaxy ends at last.
My people and the galaxy must believe the parasites were behind his madness.
The remaining Vaadwaur have surrendered. What is your current situation?
We're in Gaul's command center. Gaul's dead.
Were you able to determine why he returned to the surface? It was a tactical error. Even if underspace was closed to him, Gaul would have had more opportunities to escape if he had remained in his ship.
Not yet. Join me and we can investigate.
Certainly. May I recommend 7, Captain Kim, the Doctor, and Neelix join us as well. Their insight may be valuable.
Absolutely. Would you contact them for me?
Honestly, I wasn't sure about coming back to the Delta Quadrant. I have a family and a life back home, and the idea of being 70,000 light years away again wasn't appealing. But seeing the good we've done for the Cabali, and now stopping the Vaadwaur, I think we were needed here. You were needed. Thank you. It's been a pleasure serving with you. I hope we meet again.
It's good serving with you, Captain Kim.
While this conflict was regrettable, it was ultimately for the greater good. Gaul's hubris and ambition blinded him to the harm he was doing to the Delta Quadrant and his own people. Now the threat is ended. There will be time to heal the damage he has done.
But were they acting alone?
War is just a pointless waste of life. Usually for a political reason that doesn't much matter in the long term anyway. I understand that sometimes we need to fight to defend those who cannot defend themselves. I respect that. But what Gaul was doing here was madness. It's one thing for him to want to rebuild his people. It's something entirely different to destroy dozens of worlds to do so.
Indeed.
I was responsible for the return of the Vaadwaur. Even though Admiral Janeway told me she might have done the same thing, it was ultimately my actions that allowed all this destruction to happen. I participated in the assimilation of many different species during my time with the Borg. Those acts weigh on me. The wanton slaughter caused by the Vaadwaur will do so as well.
7. You couldn't have known what would happen.
Nevertheless, I am pleased I could, in some way, make up for my actions. By assisting the Toray, working with the Cooperative, and fighting the Vaadwaur here today, we have helped end what began more than 30 years ago when I activated those stasis tubes and freed the Vaadwaur. Thank you.
Welcome, 7. Couldn't have done this without you.
I'm not a man who normally dwells on revenge, but when Gaul and his soldiers attacked my people, it was almost all I could think about. Dexa helped me to see that death doesn't heal wounds of the heart, but thank you. This quadrant is safer now that Gaul and his soldiers are defeated, and I'm glad I was here to see it happen.
Goodbye, my friend. The Master, I am detecting unusual radiation emanating from that door. Let's investigate.
Intriguing. This device is not familiar to me, but it does not appear to be of Vaadwaur origin. I will bring it back to Voyager for further analysis.
Acknowledged. Looks like we are done here, Dahar Master. Are you ready to beam up? Congratulations, Dahar Master. Your leadership during the assault on Vaadwaur Prime and the subsequent defeat of Gaul was inspired. With Gaul's defeat and the destruction of his fleet, we have secured the Delta Quadrant against a terrible threat. And I hope this is the last that we see of the neural parasites and infected Vaadwaur. I'm surprised at how well that ragtag band of ships worked together. I knew our ships would be fine, and the Federation, for all their faults, are tenacious in battle. But no one from the Delta Quadrant has particularly impressed me until today. Before we pour the blood wine, though, we need to find out more about the artifact you discovered. Admiral Tuvok is leading an analysis. I will contact you once we have more information.